morning, good afternoon.
I might have missed it yesterday, but Drew, I know you said that you put him in the 4th spot. I'm just wondering the thinking behind it.
Who else was I supposed to put there? Actually, he's a good hitter. He's one of our best hitters. If you look at his history against the good pitchers, against the late throwers, the hard throwers, he's as good as we've got. So he's not a prototypical number 4 hitter, but I played with a guy long ago named Alan Trammell. It was a shortstop, and he hit 4th, hit about 330, had over 100 RBIs, almost 30 home runs. So when you look at the lineup, it's obvious by my lineups, I like to try and split my lefties and righties up. I'm playing a guy today, a team today, Tony La Russa. He'll use his bullpen freely. So if he wants to, I want him to burn his lefties. If he wants to leave his lefty in to get to the second lefty, he's going to have to go through one of my righties. And that's we made a point of emphasis about right-handers doing better against left-handed pitchers this spring. So it just works out that way. And again, I think Steven's one of our best pure hitters. He can hit. I think he hits in pressure situations very well. And it worked yesterday. It was one day. But I'll move my lineups around. Yesterday and today, it's the way I'm going to do it, though.
You mentioned Tony. You get a kick out of managing against a guy like him?
I've been competing against Tony since 1978 when I was in minor league ball, and then 79 again in minor league ball against him for the championship. Gotten to know him very well over the years. He's very intense, very prepared. He certainly kind of sets the standard for what we want to accomplish as a player, as a manager. I know him and Jim Leland are very, very close friends. Now, those two managed against each other in the minor leagues and didn't like each other too well because they were both very fierce. Then it turns out that Tony La Russa was the guy who gave Jim Leland his chance at being a major league coach. And then ultimately led him on to be a very good major league manager, and they're very close friends. So a lot of respect for Tony. I know he's well prepared. His team's always well coached, well prepared, and he manages a little differently maybe than some. And we have our hands full.
You were playing? He was managing, you were playing for the
championship? Yeah, 1979.
What level?
It was AAA. We got him too. So we've been competing, and then it goes into the regular and the major leagues, and obviously '88. Now they came back and won it in '89. So he's got staying power, not because he's not good. He's very good and very well respected, and it's good to have guys like Tony in the game for baseball.
You mentioned you loved the way he managed the A's back in the day, the way they showed up and went about their business with the attitude.
I think if you ask any of Tony's players, they would tell you that he's very intense every day. He's very well prepared, and the fact that he's that way, I think, is good leadership for them. They know that he expects him to be that way, and if you're not that way, you wouldn't be on Tony's team very long. I know that for a fact. He's got pretty good clout when he wants people to do.
Rhino's off to a perfect start, carrying over from spring training. What are you seeing him so far?
He did it for us a couple of years ago. He's a year removed from that and humbled. So, when you look at what we've done so far, I just caution from getting excited or satisfied with anything that anybody's done. So we had a good win yesterday, but we're in for a real tough series today. And Rhino's done his job so far, but I expect him to do it again and get much better. I expect the same of myself also.
See what I said after the game yesterday. He senses, he called it a 180-degree turn this year from, are you glad to hear a player say something like that they are buying into that?
I think you have to believe that. I think that's an important step. as opposing to have negative thoughts. You guys know how I feel about having negative thoughts. I think you have to attack negativity all the time. If you don't, it'll lead you right down the negative road.
Do you kind of sense that from the guys too? That kind of never give up?
We've yesterday you certainly felt that, but today's a new day, and then tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Now, we have to have that feeling for the whole season and beyond. It's hard to do. I'm telling you, it grinds. You should play a game. I've told you guys this before. You should play a game and not been very involved in it, and you should be exhausted, if not physically, mentally. I know I am every day.
Were you a little disappointed in the crowd last night?
I don't worry about that stuff. We come out here and play a ball game. We talked about this earlier. It's our obligation to give them a reason to come out. There's one person here, 50,000 people. We're playing the Cardinals tonight. And we shouldn't need any motivation other than the fact that we're in the big leagues. We owe it to ourselves and baseball and our organization and the fans that do show up to give it everything we have and don't give in to anything.
You mentioned Steven at the beginning. How would you describe his leadership style in the clubhouse?
I think everybody has their own style. He's somewhat quiet, yeah, but he's Steven. I mean, I don't know how I could put an accurate word on it. He's obviously prepared himself for playing every day. I mean, he's come out and played very well for us, and we knew that's what we missed. I think Steven sees himself as a guy just to lead by action. Not a real loud talker in front of you guys, but believe me, he stirs it up behind the scenes. He likes to have make his little cheap comments, but I do as well.
Where would you rank who holds among the game's greatest?
Never thought about it. He's certainly one of the best current, but I don't sit here and how could you rank it? I don't think it's fair to him or the people who were before him. You either did it right or you didn't. That's the way I look at it. I know he's a very good player, very formidable in all aspects of the game. Somebody we'll have to deal with. Okay?